I recently visited the town of Favaios. It is a small village with a population of a little over 1,000, and it backs onto a mountainside, making it a very scenic and attractive town. Portugal is famous for its port wine. However, Favaios is one of 2 places in Portugal that produce muscatel. So the first part of my day in Favaios was spent visiting the Favaios Winery. It's always interesting to see the inside of a winery and to hear how they produce their wine. There were some pretty high-tech vats, as well as traditional barrels. From what I understand, the Favaios wine isn't shipped internationally because there is plenty of Portuguese demand for their supplies. We were treated to a tasting of the muscatel, which I found to be quite light. After the winery, I walked along the cobblestone streets of Favaios to discover one of the famous bakeries of the town. Here was the sign on the door that welcomed us into the bakery. I was told there were 4 bakeries that use wood-fired ovens to produce 4 corners bread. We were treated to a demonstration and tasting. It was fun to watch the local women knead the bread so skillfully, and it was especially fun to taste the bread hot out of the oven. The town of Favaios has some beautiful historic buildings. In its center is a Catholic church tower, and there were plenty of other eye-catching sights that made you want to stop and take some photos. The town is just so charming and pretty. My last stop in the town of Favaios was to the Bread and Wine Museum. It was a very small museum, but it presented a little history on the town and the bread and wine culture. Then I took about a 5-minute drive out of the center of town to the restaurant and banquet hall at Quinta de Avasada. The vineyard is on a high flat setting overlooking the muscatel grape vineyards. Throughout my trip to the Portuguese wine country, this was definitely one of the most picturesque settings. There was a relaxed and quiet vibe to the place. Even the local dog enjoyed the sunny afternoon. The views from the plaza were very striking, as you could look down the rows and rows of vines. I ate at the banquet hall. We had a special Portuguese luncheon that was sort of a deconstructed beef stew. And to finish my day in Favaios, I wandered into the vineyards to get an up-close look at the grapes, which looked pretty plump and perfect to me. My favorite parts of the day were the visit to the local bakery and the meal at the Quinta de Avasada. If you visit the Douro Valley, those 2 would be my recommendation. And if you'd like to follow more of my senior and solo travel journeys, please click the subscribe button below. Cheers!